doing this crookedly. Ah, all right. There we go. What is the deal? Why is it not working? There we go. Let's see if that works. That works, but why isn't it? Aha. Oh, it didn't connect to the right camera. Am I silly or what? That's hilarious, guys. Well, my name is Natalie, and I'm technologically challenged. Joining you here today on YouTube. Every time I come, last time I got on here, I was my my camera was like sideways when I got on. So this is like only my second time joining you guys and on live. And I was actually trying to go live on YouTube and Instagram, but I figured like that would be too much. I don't know. I would have probably myself upside down. So, welcome to the channel. As you can see today, we're going to be having a 10x conversation again. Yes, I'm still reading this book. The book is 10x is easier than 2x by Dr. Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. You gotta check it out. I'm telling you, this book is fire. So I have two nuggets for you today that I'm coming to you with. I'm coming to you with two nuggets from this book, and what we're doing is I'm picking a book, and I'm gonna bring some nuggets to you, maybe hopefully something that can help improve your life. You should get the book. I'm not getting any royalties for this. My royalty is that you 10x your life. Like that would be bomb. Okay, so with that said, I don't know who's here, but if you're not here, if there's no one here, that's fine because you can hit the replay. But if you're here, drop me a comment down below. Let me know if you have this book, if you've read this book, if you or if you have another book that you're reading, because I would love to know, because I like to read books. I think that that they are that we get enlightened every time we read something. Every time you pick up another piece of another nugget from a mentor, and your mentors come from books, they come from videos, they come from all types of places. And it doesn't have to be like, you don't actually have to know the person. I think I mentioned in my last live, I did a Tony Robbins webinar, and he's my mentor, and I watch Jim Rohn on YouTube. He's my mentor. When you read books, these people are your mentors too, because they are sharing nuggets with you of things that they've been through, that have helped them succeed in life, that you can use for your own success. So I highly recommend it. Even if it's like 15 minutes a day that you pick up a book and you read a passage, you read a couple pages, it can change your life. So today, I'm gonna the topic was, I had to write it down because of course I can't even get my camera up right. So um but I think I told you my name is Natalie, right? Like, welcome, hit the like button, subscribe. So you could, before I get into this book, by the way, I'm going to be dropping a hot interview on this channel that you're not going to want to miss. It's a conversation on Haiti. For all of you that don't know a lot about Haiti, my family is from Haiti. And right now, Haiti is in a humanitarian political crisis. And so I'm bringing on a special guest who I'm bringing on a special guest who is going to drop some gems that you don't want to miss. So, and that's going to happen tomorrow at 3 p.m. So that's Friday, May 3rd at 3 p.m. That will premiere. So you want to subscribe so you can be here and share. and let people know. And I will also be making a post. I haven't done it yet, but I will be making a post to remind you, so you can subscribe, so you can share, so you can let other people know, because this conversation is going to be really important and really relative to um, helping and seeing Haiti get on the right track. Because right now they if you guys don't know out there, they're struggling. It's a struggle. It's real. And so definitely subscribe. But today I want to get into the book, and I will be dropping that link, and I might do another live tomorrow to talk a little bit more about this gem I'm gonna drop for you guys. So do subscribe. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, it's hot. It's hot. It's exclusive. You'll only see this interview here on this channel. So, anyway, with that said, the first pass is that there's two gems that I want to drop for you from this book today. This 10x is easier than 2x, if I can keep myself together. I've had a long day preparing this interview for you guys. So do what I say, subscribe, hit the like button. Don't miss it. Anyway, so there's this gem. There's a couple gems. So the first gem is that when you unreachable goals, set unreachable goals and 10x the quality of what you do. Well, that seems kind of crazy, right? But Tim Ferriss says in this book, there's a quote in here by Tim Ferriss that says 90% of people in the world are convinced they are incapable of achieving great things. So they aim for the mediocre. The level of competition is the fiercest for realistic goals, and paradoxically, making them the most energy consuming. Let me finish. It's easier to raise $1 million than it is 100,000. It's easier to pick up the one perfect 10 in a bar than it is the 5 8s. Why do you think that is? Guess what? Like, it seems counterintuitive, right? Like, why would it be easier to make $1 million as opposed to $100,000? I had to ask myself that question first when I first read this. But when you look at it from the perspective of it's easier to pick up a 10 than 5 8s, you're like, no, like I wouldn't go for that. The 10, the man that's a 10 in a bar. I wouldn't go. But guess what? Nobody's talking to that 10 because everybody's thinking like you are. So there's there's no the most competition is happening for the person that's an 8. Like if you're going after the 8, you have a whole bunch of people going after that 8, and so you got competition. It's the same for jobs, right? Like jobs that pay higher, when you get up there, when you get up in the hundreds of thousands, those jobs have less competition. Thus, you have less competition if you go for those jobs. But a lot of us tell ourselves, "Oh, well, we can't do that. We can't. You know what? We could never have it." But why not? Why not? Who says? And it's really counterintuitive, but that means that in order for you to 10x your life, right? You have to set those unrealistic goals. For example, for me in 2020, when I started this channel, guess what? That was super unrealistic. Like I was just like, I can't do this. I can't even turn on the camera. Like I don't know what I'm gonna say. And in no time, well, it took a little time, but in a little bit of time, you know what, I managed to 10x. I managed to go from someone who didn't want to pick up the camera, didn't want to see or hear herself speak, was worried about what everybody was going to think when I got on and spoke, if I was going to say like too many times, if somebody was going to tell me I talk too much, whatever. But to that person that's now able to get on here and come and do a live and talk to you. And so it's counterintuitive, and I want to know like what you guys think about this, because the next time you're setting a goal for yourself, y'all need to set like unrealistic goals. Like, I don't know, like if you want to you know, if you want to get in shape, say tell yourself you're going to get in shape to be a bodybuilder, because like even if you don't become the bodybuilder, but you're going to accelerate the pace at which you do it, because guess what? Guess what happens? When you set that goal and you put the intention out there, and I think I talked about that last time, when you set a goal and you put the intention out there of something that you're going to do and you put it out into the universe, guess what? You have to, it's inevitable like that, you have to do the things that it takes to get there, and you put it out there, and you're more likely to do those things that it takes to get there and act like you are that person that um you're that millionaire, right? Like you're more likely to act like you're that bodybuilder. And what does that mean? That doesn't mean that I decide I'm going to be a bodybuilder and tomorrow I look like a bodybuilder. No, but that means that the actions that I take will be closer to what a bodybuilder does. Anyway, so but this one really killed it for me, because I was just like, what? So the next thing is that the next thing that killed it for me was free days. And it's called like rejuvenation days, like rejuvenating yourself, I think. I dropped my paper. Let me grab it. So it's called yeah, recovery days. Oh gosh, I couldn't even think. I had the R right, but so recovery days. And check this out, people. At the beginning of every calendar year, I'm reading a passage, and this is from page 183 in the book. And it says, make this is at the beginning, it says, make recovery days your first priority, right? And we're like, okay, well, we all know that we need to recover, right? But check this out. At the beginning of every calendar year, Babs fills in all the free days, 180 days on Dan's calendar before anything else. Those are non negotiable. Nothing gets in the way of that. The more successful you become, the more recovery takes the front seat to everything else. Research shows that recovery is essential for flow and increased high performance. 180 days? Are you serious right now? I need 180 recovery days. We barely get like 2 weeks vacation at work. Is that crazy? Like you barely get 2 weeks vacation. And they're talking about if you need to 10x your life, you need to recover. Now, recover does not mean go sit on the couch, although sometimes it might mean to do that. But recovery, right? Check this out. Recovery is, let me read this to you first. If LeBron plays 40 minutes one night, I hope y'all all know who LeBron James is. But anyway, he's a basketball player if you don't know. Anyway, if LeBron plays 40 minutes one night, if he plays 28 minutes one night, we're still going to keep recovery as our number one focus, whether that is in nutrition, whether that is in hydration, more flexibility exercises, stuff in the weight room. It's a never ending process, really. So that means that all that stuff that I just listed that LeBron does when afterwards, like the nutrition, the the weights, all of that is recovery for him. And so we have to find what is recovery for us, whether that's a massage, whether that's downtime, you're not on the phone, you're reading a book, you're all that is recovery, and we got to make time for it. And the more, this is also counterintuitive, right? Like, because the more successful you become, the more recovery takes front seat to everything. And research shows that recovery is essential for flow and increase high performance. So if you get, like, you might have busy times, right? So he talks about here about free days, focus days, and buffer days. And what's ironic to me, like something that hit me when I read this, and you tell me what you think, guys. Tell me what you think. What hit me was that, I used to work with a girl. She was from Spain. And obviously she wasn't here in the States. I was in the States. She worked for the company, but she lived in Spain. And she was always on vacation. They call it holiday over there in Europe. It's called holiday. So she was always on holiday. Every time I turned around, Chicky was on holiday, and I was just like, "What's going on? Like, how come she gets all this time?" We're probably one of the only the United States, I have to say, because I don't know who's watching, but are probably one of the only countries that don't value downtime. Like, we are always running, 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 and when you're running ragged, your performance, you're not at peak performance. You're not doing things at high levels. You're incapable of doing things at high level, because when you're running, 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 you're just barely keeping up. So this, it really hit me that, you know what, something like going to get a massage, going to the gym, like that's your recovery time. Shutting down the internet, like I'm gonna do after I get off this live, because I've been working all day, because I had this awesome, awesome, awesome conversation I'm bringing to you about Haiti. Subscribe, like, join us tomorrow. It's tomorrow at 3. Tomorrow at 3. So that's Friday, May 3rd at 3 p.m. We're gonna have a conversation. And before I end, you stay with me, and I'll tell you who. I'll tell you who's gonna be on with me. Um, but yeah, just take it, like we so much, we neglect ourselves so much that we can't perform high. But when you're getting enough sleep, you're making time for sleep, right? I realized today, because I'm part of a book club, and I did the math, and I thought, like, the book club is like 15 minutes in the morning. Like, we get together, we talk about the book, like, whatever. And so that's kind of like downtime for me. That's part of my downtime. And I said, if I do that like every day, at least Monday to Friday, for a whole year, that's 7 out of 180 days. So we schedule everything else, right? We schedule our appointments, we schedule our kids, we schedule our husbands, we cook dinner, we schedule everything else. But you gotta schedule your recovery time, whatever that is for you. Make sure you're scheduling. And the high performers are scheduling 180 days of recovery, people. 180 days. So find out what that recovery is for you and get that on your calendar. What do you think about that? Y'all gotta drop me a comment and let me know what you think about that, because I was just blown away by this. I was just blown away. Although, what's really interesting is that the past 2 years for me, I've been doing a lot of recovery work. Like, I don't go out like I used to. I don't, and all of that is recovery. Sometimes recovery is like taking time to yourself, taking time away from other people, not answering your phone, like I said. And so, I've done a lot of that over the last couple years. And you know what? It shows. The difference shows. So you can't, if you do this, like, anyone can do this. And that's the thing. Like, when I was reading this book and he was like, "Oh, anyone can 10x, their life." And we all think it's so hard. Would it really be hard to take 180 days of downtime, or is that us making it hard? Do you think? Do you think we make it hard to take the downtime? And I know everyone's going to say, "Oh, I have a job, I have to do things." But check out your hours that you're scrolling on social media. You know, some people are scrolling like 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day. Add that up for 365 days. How many days do you get? Like, my goodness, of scrolling on social media. And social media can, depending on what you're using it for, can be stressful, because there's a lot of competition. It's like toxic toxic things that you're seeing, that you're putting in your mind. Think about that. Think about that, people. So I don't know. But anyway, like, I just thought these are a couple nuggets that I wanted to bring you today about 10xing your life. And I will be bringing some more. Guys, I know I'm live, but my husband is sitting off to the side right now and he's like making faces at me. But anyway, so yeah, like, think about what you need to do to get yourself more recovery time, and to set some unreachable goals for yourself. Because if you don't set those unreachable goals, how are you going to get there? Because you'll never do the things that it takes to get there. You won't even start, you won't even try. But when you set the goals and you put it on your plate, it's inevitable. Like, you're going to start doing those things that it takes. My husband just came in to say he's watching me live. Okay, you're watching me live. Oh my goodness. So that's hilarious. My second live, and that's hilarious. Anyway, so that's it. So you have to set those unreachable goals for yourself. you know don't look at yourself and think, oh, I can't do this, I can't. You can do anything. If I can do it, you can do it. If somebody else can do it, I can do it. Of course, i'm not you know I'm not LeBron James, but guess what? I'm also not in the on the basketball court shooting and practicing the way LeBron James does, right? So of course, and this is not about competition against anyone else either. This is competition about yourself. This is about you being your greatest you. And that is amazing. That's the most. Please, if you're reading this book, share with me what you're getting from it. I just really want to know. Like, and if you're not reading this book, please pick it up. It's 10x is easier than 2x. I promise you, you won't regret it. And he actually has books that take a few concepts out of here. He takes a few concepts from this book, and he has whole books on it. Like, he has books about I think we talked last time about gaps versus gains. There's a whole book on this concept. And if you don't remember what gaps versus gains was, the gap is, that's where you lose yourself, right? Like, that's where you are in between where you were and where you want to go. But the gap is what keeps you unhappy, because when you stay in that gap, what you're doing is you're looking forward, right? You're measuring yourself against what you haven't done yet, which is impossible, right? Because you haven't done it yet. So you're constantly unhappy about your results because you haven't gotten there yet. But guess what? When you start measuring your gains, which the only way to do that, there's only one way to measure gains. It's where you are from where you've been. And so your life become so much happier, because you can see all the, hopefully, when you're doing the things, but like, you can see where you've improved. And so that spirit of gratitude that comes when you see how much you've improved is priceless. So anyway, I had to say that, because I like to end on gratitude, because gratitude is life. Gratitude is life. And so, I'm so glad if you're here, you join me today. I am so happy that you're here. Click the like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment about what book you're reading. And by the way, I told you I would tell you who is having this conversation with me on Friday, May 3rd at 3 p.m. So the person is, drum roll, who is it? So I am having the conversation with Mr. Gary C. juice. And I'm gonna pull. I have some flyers because we did a whole thing. Like I've been working on this. I am tired, guys, but I'm tired for a good reason. I'm tired for you because I'm bringing you this conversation. We are we are having this conversation on Haiti. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I want to pull this. I want to pull the right flyer for you while I'm here. Just bear with me because it's really, I'm really excited about this for you guys because this is a much needed conversation on Haiti. So this is bam. Well, this is the last page. So I hope y'all can see this, right? So he will be coming and he will be sharing his insights with us on Haiti. And just a little bit of background on Gary. I'm going to tell you right now, you want to be here. You want to be here because Gary is oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. Like too many papers. I told you guys I am, well, I promise the interview is more organized than this, but yeah, so he, where is it? Because it's a lot. It's a mouthful. Oh, that's what I want. Okay, there it is. So, Gary, there it is. Sorry, guys. So, Gary was the former mission director for USAID in Mali, and also the former mission director for USAID, or the director of acquisition and assistance for USAID Haiti in 2010 to 2013. Correction. So he has some insights that you guys are going to want to hear. He has dedicated his life to humanitarian work in Haiti, and he has 26 years of experience leading U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, missions in Africa, Latin America, Europe, and the Middle East. I had to get my paperwork. He has an extensive career, and not it's not just about his career either, but it's just the fact that he brings a lot to the table because he's worked with multicultural teams to use initiative and innovative strategies to create the right business models and build coalitions that are result driven, and he has a proven record in successfully challenging traditional methods for addressing the world's most pressing humanitarian and development needs. And if anyone's having a most pressing and if anyone right now is having some humanitarian and development needs, it's Haiti. So please join us for the conversation. And I look forward to seeing you. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me what book you're reading. And you got to subscribe so you can be notified when it premieres so you don't miss it. But if you miss it, you can hit the replay, but do subscribe so you can at least be notified when it goes live tomorrow, when the interview or the conversation actually goes live, because we're going to get deep into that conversation. It's exclusive. You'll only see it here. And I love you. I'm sending you love, light, and knowledge. I'll see you tomorrow.